We're breaking down another dance practice today, and this time it's going to be to TXT. We're actually going to go ahead and break down the Mama Awards performance because it's just a lot easier to see in the dance practice versus the actual video of the performance because they kept switching angles everywhere. But regardless, TXT is a great group, great individuals, just great dancers overall. So let's go and break this one down. If you guys haven't followed my Twitch, ladiesman5678, follow it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's go roll it, baby. I love this intro with the two of them because they show great teamwork and patience with the music. Like, they're not trying to kill every beat in the song, but rather filling the movements of the choreo instead. Which is why I really like that intro. And what's important about this walk in general is you need to give off an aura and character right away. And he hooks us in, essentially. Great effects with just 3 people. Great teamwork as well to give us those effects. So the reason why I really like TXT is the way they actually like dance together as one. So when there's partner work or when they have to use all 5 of them to create these effects, like where they have to carry each other maybe, or where maybe they have to hold each other to give us a certain picture, they do that really well, and they fully commit to a lot of those to give us that full effect. And that was just the 3 of them too. And so right here with that drop, they had to be really patient with that. Great way of extending their moves. So actually the part with the neck of this song, what's done really well is the way that they extend their chest and their neck. Actually, it's because the move requires them to kind of move back, almost like, it's not like they're choking themselves, but that's just the move. And when they do that, they kind of look up, and at the same time they bring their chest out to make it look like they're really extending that move. And with TXT, they have great strength in their arms and core. They use their core really well to look synchronized and look really strong together. Love with TXT is that they did a lot of formation changes already. They do it where they just don't look tired. Obviously, like, that's a good thing. It's a good thing that they never look tired. But what I want to point out is when they do formation changes, they have to look at the peripherals, right? But it almost looks like they're never looking at the peripherals because they just know where to go. They don't look lost. It's like they know exactly which spot to go to without having to look around like this, right? So props TXT, really. And with their choreo too, it's very athletic and also jumpy. So I'm like, damn, dude, like, these guys gotta be sweating. Damn. So I kind of want to point out with when they're leaving, they have this like smize. They're not really like smiling at the camera, but more so smoldering, smizing the camera, and they do a really good job of that because they're not overdoing the smize. Great ripple effect to start us off with the camera work. Another ripple effect, and they actually switched diagonals if you guys didn't notice that. So if I replay that intro part for Chasing That Feeling, right? We got this ripple effect that follows with the camera work, and they already switched to another diagonal. And with this song, they show a lot of strength in their arms specifically. Like, there's a lot of arm work in this piece. Other than footwork, there's a lot of arm work, and it really shows the strength in their arms. They're not flailing it, when they don't need to. And when they need to show a certain picture, especially like a move like this, right? They're really filling that out in order to show us that move rather than like not committing to it. And they're really sharp with their movements in this song because you can see the textures and details. Love how they use the stage all the time. Another formation change. Pay attention to the arms here. Again, very strong arms, literally down to the fingertips. So very at this part, like I'm just gonna go and just like pause right here, down to the fingertips. I think I'm gonna zoom in when we get to here. Down to the fingertips, you got the strength, literally the energy going from like the arm all the way to the fingertips. And I hope that's an easier way to visualize it when I say strength in the arms. And I want to point out that that means you're very aware of your body when you can control energy from like your arms to your fingertips, all the way down to your feet, your head. And pay attention to TXT's posture when it comes to performing towards the camera. So like when I say posture, it's like that's a good way to give stage presence, and to have stage presence is posture. You never want to, like, if you're performing on stage, you never really want to be closed off, because otherwise the energy is not going to translate. It's not going to translate towards the audience. When you have really good posture, the energy of your choreo or the choreo that they're presenting and or performing is translating towards the audience, and they can feel that. Which is why it's really important to have good posture when it comes to performing. And what it is like they have really mature movement, which is why it's really nice for us to watch. And TXT is really skilled in that aspect of dance. So I want to point this part out before we even like move forward. It's very important that they don't miss the catch. If they miss the catch, obviously it throws off the entire performance. Yeah, if they've missed that, that would have been bad. I'm glad they caught it. Love this breakdown because they give us effects here, not just choreo. So they're gonna play around with the lights. They'll go and give us like more like motorcycle, I guess, car sounds. So with this part specifically, I don't actually want to point out TXT. I actually want to point out the staging and formations with the backup dancers. This gives us a great visual of what they're actually trying to go for when they give the jackets, right? So obviously they're going for like a racer jacket, and then you hear the car sounds or like the vehicle sounds within the actual song. I want to say motorcycle because they're using like racer jackets. And yeah, and I think they put on helmets later. But yeah, they give a great visual for us to like, what do they want us to see in this performance, right? And oh, there's the smizing that I talked about. God damn. Great way to use the lights to give us visual representation. You're gonna have a circular formation to have that ripple effect right there. And because of the loudness of the mix, they want to have these like fast, explosive movements with the lights, right? You don't want to be doing like really light choreo. What I mean by light is like soft moves with sounds like these. Otherwise, like it doesn't really match the intention of how loud and how fast this instrumental is. Again, and there's a visual of either him driving a motorcycle, which has to be because there's a helmet. This is a really great way to actually utilize your backup dancers if you guys are not going to go for choreo-based formations. They went for like effect-based like choreo. And what I mean by effect-based choreo is like you're going to use a lot of dancers to create these like pictures and either ripple effects or like a motorcycle effect like that. When you have a lot of dancers, this is a great way to be creative with how many people you have. So that's why I really enjoyed the motorcycle section, is because rather than just doing choreo and just doing like, oh, you know what, let's do performance and let's just do choreo throughout the entire way. Yes, there's still choreography, but they focused it on giving us visuals rather than just choreo entirely. Love that rain effect. So dramatic. Again, this becomes a little bit more explosive here. And so with this entire part, we're gonna get a contrast of going from effects of formations to just straight up choreo now. Great way to end that breakdown off. So like, again, that entire section, it's pretty straightforward. It's a lot of choreo, and with that choreo, it's very strong in the arms, and it's also very aggressive. So you want to, as dancers, and especially TXT, they really need to attack that part of the breakdown because it's very aggressive. So they can't be slacking at that very moment. They have to be really aggressive with not only their facials but with their moves as well, without really sacrificing the details like the textures, not losing the pictures, and ending it off with the lights to kind of give us like, oh, this breakdown is done. We're transitioning into the last part of the song. Great columns there. Nice. Great arm work for the last part. TXT is great performers, man. So I actually want to go back to the very, very last part. I think is just underrated. It's cool when I see a lot of people doing it, because the first time I actually watched Chasing That Feeling's dance practice, it was just the 5 of them, right? And this last part looks really nice on a lot of people, especially when everyone's clean. So right at this part, I believe so. Because everyone's sharp, everyone has the details for where the wrists need to go, where the arms need to go. Yeah, great performers, man. I've been enjoying watching TXT dance practices. After watching that award show and then watching the dance practice for it, it's like they really obviously are really great performers, and they have a lot of strength within their dancing and obviously their music. Yeah, I've been becoming a bit of a fan for TXT, so I'm gonna be breaking down more of their dance practices really soon. But if y'all like TXT, go and subscribe. Peace.